Hi guys, welcome to this lakeside house in the south of Germany with Scandinavian design and sustainable living. Let's go and take a look. Now, for all of these Scandinavian design lovers, you will absolutely love this home because it is truly one of a kind. Over here, we are already standing in the entry area, and this house has been constructed by the architect Sascha Arnold, and so you will see a lot of inbuilt storage solutions like over here. And over here, we already entered the open loft-like living room area. And I love a little detail over here. Over here, we actually have a Japanese-style curtain hanging. It is called Norin, and it symbolically divides two different spaces. We actually will be going to Japan soon, so this is a nice little anecdote. And as soon as you enter this home, you see that it is a large open space, that it is just flooded with light. Because there are so many different windows, especially facing the south side. This home is located in the south of Germany in Utting on the Ammersee, so it is very close to the lake. In the upper rooms, you actually have a view directly to the lake, but I'll show you that in a second. Now, this home is called Atelierhaus, and it is the summer and holiday home of the architect and his family. And it has been conceptualized as a house to be in constant connection to nature. And most of the materials that have been used to build the house are actually sustainable or recycled or from our surroundings. Over here, we already have the kitchen area. And the kitchen island consists of one large kitchen island that has been rounded from one side, just to add some more soft geometry, and it is really high, so that means that from one side you can actually sit and have your morning breakfast or coffee, and from the other side you can then cook. And what I think is really interesting about this kitchen is the fact that it is super large, but at the same time it doesn't take up too much space of the open living layout, because here's a kitchen island. Over here, we have a small inbuilt coffee niche that is integrated. And then all of your other appliances, like a stove, you actually have hidden around the corner where there also are some rooms. So this is actually very clever and untypical use of space. But now let me show you the favorite part of the home, and that is the incredible living room area. By the way, if you're new to this channel, my name is Jane and I'm an interior designer, and on Interior Insights we show you the best home tours every single week. So subscribe if you haven't yet, so that we can continue to show you better and better homes every single Saturday. Now over here we have the living room area. And what I think is very interesting is that even though you have this solid wood construction of the house with very clean lines, a lot of natural materials, you still have these pops of color that bring the entire rather minimalist Scandinavian design to life. You guys know I'm a big lover of Charles and Ray Eames and all of their furniture and designs that they've created. And here we have two of their plywood Eames lounge chairs that just are super sculptural, and here they also just ingest this pop of green that also corresponds to the nature outside. So I really love that. Comment if you like it or not. And then they are placed on this checkered multicolor carpet that also just creates a variance in color. If you're struggling with picking the right furniture for your home, I've created a completely free guide with the 5 most common mistakes that people make when it comes to choosing and combining their furniture. In the guide, I also show you how to fix them completely for free without having to buy any new pieces of furniture. It's completely free and it won't be available for long, so you can get it by clicking the link in the description or by scanning this QR code by taking out your phone, opening the camera app and pointing it at the QR code. And then over here, we have the Santo armchair. What I think is really interesting, I love color, is that both the green as well as this mustard yellow is represented again in the multicolored carpet. And this just consistently locks in the color language and the color story of this home. I absolutely love it. Another thing that was important to the architect, and I think that he did really well, is that he wanted the space to be a home for creative sessions of artists, or a place where people come together. When the family is away, you could actually also sometimes rent this house as a holiday home. And so the entire floor plan was constructed to be very flexible. The only heavy piece of furniture that is standing around is this large sofa, but other than that, you can rearrange everything as you wish. Over here, we have the table. And the table is also one very long, slim table with Scandinavian chairs surrounding it that have also been upholstered in this like natural and thick texture. And I think that also here we have a very clever usage of space, because upstairs you actually have this staircase that then splits into two sides at the top. And so here the space has actually been used quite well. But if I were to change something, I would definitely like create like a kids niche beneath the stairs, because kids love their little like caves and everything. Now you might already see that there is another building behind the house, and that is because there is another smaller holiday home and also a sauna that I'll show you in a minute. Another noteworthy detail about this home is that even though it is constructed from wood, and wood tends to have these like more straight lines and angles, we have all of these more softer, rounder shapes within the architecture and design, just to create this more like softer Scandinavian texture. I already mentioned the rounded kitchen island, but behind the living room area, we actually have a round window, which just completely is a full-on break with the rest of the architecture and the rest of the design language, but I think it is quite successful. And then the geometric circle has actually been repeated again over here. And then over here we have this Falstaff lounge chair created and designed by Stefan Dietz. And it also is a very sculptural chair. And I feel like even though the entire home is a bit more on the minimalist side, we have all of these different layers of different types of textures. And they also really add this cozy Scandinavian layer to the design. Another favorite detail of mine is the big artworks that are hanging on the walls. You know, I love it whenever people actually dare to hang big and large art. And so here we have this gorgeous abstract painting that almost reminds me of the wabi-sabi Japanese design language, because we have all of these like abstract, imperfect brush strokes. It looks really magical. Comment if you like it or not. And this is also a great thing that you can adapt or think about in your own home, to dare to use bigger art, because so many people limit themselves to like either posters or just pieces that are much too small. Now this home also really was a kind of pilot project for the architect Sascha Arnold, because he wanted it to be completely sustainable and ecological. And so most of the materials of the construction are sustainable, and even some of the custom furniture cabinets that have been created here have been created from a tree that used to stand on this exact property and from its wood. And so you really have this just 360 integration of the nature and of sustainable design. Now before I show you the downstairs bedroom, let's go and take a look at my favorite bedroom in this home. Please follow me. And another interesting and unconventional design decision is that here the stair actually splits into two, and then over here we have like the kids' bedrooms, and over here we have our ensuite bedroom, just to create some privacy and also to have some flexibility in the entire design. Now let's go and let's first take a look at the primary bedroom. Please follow me. Now this is just a dreamy Scandinavian bedroom with an earthy color palette and raw, natural, tactile materials. Just take a look at this super cool mole lounge chair. To me, it actually kind of looks like a mole. Comment if you agree or not. And it just looks super comfy. I also link all of the furniture items and anything I can find, and also similar items, in the description below. So if you're interested, you can go check those out. Now, why I think this bedroom works so well is because it kind of seems to hug you. Instead of having white walls, the walls are actually clad in this gorgeous wooden paneling, and you're just in contact with the construction of the home, and it just gives this very like warm and ambient atmosphere. And we can even see the roof that is also covered and made from wood. And I just absolutely love this gorgeous mustard color. Instead of bedside tables, we actually have the bit chairs by Norman Copenhagen that double as bedside tables, and I think it is a super fun and successful design. And over here then we have a little mushroom lamp on top. And I absolutely love these mushroom lamps because they are great for reading light, because they just really throw the light down here and create very ambient light and are great for reading at the night. Now let's go and take a look at the rest of the rooms. Before I forget, also of course, around the entire home we have a terrace in the first floor, so you can actually go completely around it and enjoy your cup of coffee in the morning on the outside, on your little wooden terrace, and it just immediately makes you feel like you're on a holiday. If you're struggling with the design of your own space at home, I have a solution for you. I've created the Interior Design Workbook just for you. It has everything you need to plan, design, and organize your space from start to finish. You can get it by scanning this QR code or by clicking the link in the description. Over here, we have our own little hallway behind these curtains. Let me give you a little sneak peek. We actually have a laundry area, and I think that this curtain solution is super cool because you still have light in the inside and you don't always need to hide everything behind doors and walls. I think having these more transparent room dividers is much better. Over here we have a lot of inbuilt storage. Now this is something I also always see in architects' homes because they really know how to create successful and high quality storage. I really love it. I keep getting so many comments from you guys asking where all of the storage is hiding within these homes, so I want to show you that more often. Now please follow me. There's 2 doors over here. Let's first go inside the bathroom. Follow me. Here we have the primary bathroom, and it is held in a very minimal, bright Scandinavian design. All of the walls are painted white, and we have these 2 different patterned tiles. One's horizontal tiles and one's vertical tiles, and they create a very nice, small geometric structure. And then over here we have a 2-sink vanity accompanied by large glass full front mirrors. And over here we have our open shower. And what really makes this bathroom stand out is that you actually have your access to the terrace. So let's go and take a look at that. Because honestly, I couldn't imagine a better feeling than showering with the doors open or drinking your cup of coffee. And then over here we have the larger terrace on the outside. And then from here, I can actually see the lake. We will go and take a look at it later. It's absolutely beautiful. And this is just a simple thing that really enhances the quality of life when every single room actually has access to the terrace. So let's go to the office from here. Please follow me. Over here we have an office, and even though the space is quite compact, because we have a string shelf that also has an integrated table, which I really love. They are super cool. The entire space has a super high functionality, and whenever you don't need it as an office, you can just switch these bottom pieces of the string shelf. Over here we have a lot of ample storage areas. And now let me take you to the kids' rooms. And now over here in the second wing we have 2 kids' bedrooms, but let's first take a look at this atrium staircase situation. You can really see that the family loves art, because up here we have a large blue artwork hanging and it just looks super cool. I think it's actually my favorite piece of artwork in the entire home. And here you can see that we have the lamp hanging. Now let's go and take a look into the first kid's bedroom. And one thing I really like about this bedroom is that it is the perfect combination of having a design space and also one that still is very kid appropriate. We have all of this natural wood, both as the floor as well as the walls. And this bed is actually a super cool bed because it is stackable, and you can stack them on top of each other, and then you just have one. And then whenever you have guests coming over, you just separate them. And to add some texture and color, we have a green wool blanket by Arcade that just has this very dynamic design. And over here to store your things, there's a white USM cabinet. I love USM. They're super cool and just so versatile in their usage. Now let's go and take a look at the second room. Please follow me. Over here is the second kid's bedroom, and it has a similar layout, only here the 2 beds are actually stacked on top of each other. And at the back, as a bedside table lamp, we actually have the flower pot lamp by Werner Ponton. Werner Ponton is one of my favorite designers. He is super cool, so check him out if you haven't yet. Over here we have a little TV area, but I believe that it is actually used more conventionally as a place where the kids play, because you just have a little extra space. And now behind this door, we have the kids' bathroom hiding. Please follow me. And you can see that both in the color as well as in the design language, it is much more kid appropriate. We have light blue tiles and a dark blue vanity for the sink. And it just really is very kid appropriate and a very playful design. Now let me take you outside and show you the sauna. Well, now when the architect built this home, he also considered the outside. And over here we have a large terrace. And what is really cool is that actually the balcony above us acts as a natural shading so that you don't have to cool the house in the summer, but at the same time so that you still have the afternoon light hitting and coming to the inside to also warm it at the same time. So the design really also consider where the sun comes and where it shines. Now follow me to the sauna. Here we have an outdoor seating area where you can also enjoy your summer days in Germany. Now let me quickly test this gym thing that is here on the top. Okay. Over here we have a small separated building, and inside this area we actually have our small home gym along with this thing out here. And this is actually where the sauna is hiding, and I think that there is nothing better when you have a small dip into the lake and then you can actually come home into your little sauna. It is super gorgeous. Now we're back inside. Inside here we have a second bathroom, and this is what I meant when I was talking about the oven. And over here we actually have yet another bedroom. This house is just full of bedrooms, and it also has an earthy Scandinavian color palette with all of these natural textiles. Another white USM, as well as a flower pot. And of course, to add a pop of color and to just add some visual tension, we have this large, super cool artwork with these red irregular cubes. Comment if you like it or not. I hope you enjoyed this video. We filmed so many more incredible home tours, so you can watch them up here. Also, don't forget to subscribe.